Hi, welcome back. In this video, we'll see how to update the objects which we created before. In the previous video, we have seen how to create an object and how to submit the form and save the details to the table. So in this video, we'll see how to update the objects which we which we created. Like update is nothing but like editing the created objects. Like if you want to edit something here, like anything, so if you click on that particular data, you should be able to update that particular instance. Okay, so let us see how to do that. Before seeing that, we should also know that whenever a new object is created, the id will be generated defaultly. In the models we can see like we have not created any id field here, but Django defaultly assigns one id field whenever we create any model here. So that id field we are going to use that. For example, you can see I'll display here that id also. For example, here I'm making that as id. You can see the id also, because Django, we are going to use that same id to identify which object has to be updated. So I'm giving here id just for your clarity. I'm just printing that id also here. You can see, so here you can see that the IDs, it will be printed there. So these are the unique IDs. These IDs we are going to use to get which object has to be updated. I mean which object is clicked like that. Okay. So I'm just removing that here. So we will use that ID to identify which objects to be created. So I'll start with writing a view here for updating the objects. Okay. And update student, I'm naming that function as update student. So defaultly request parameter, and also while executing this function I need a parameter called id. So this id, which is also called as primary key or id. So this primary key or id, I'll get it from the user. Like when I click on that some object, we'll get that id. Okay, we'll see how to do that now. And also return the template. We should have one more page to update the form. Like if you click on that particular object, so we'll get a form with the details whatever already there. So and we can edit those form. Okay, so we'll request, now we need to create one more file html page. Actually that page I'll name it as update student html, or student update anything. The template name maybe. Okay, it's fine. So this template we don't have right now, so we should have this template here. Sorry, template update student.html. So but the template will be same like create student. Like this is a this same form we can use for update also, because the form looks like the same and the values will be there. In the create form there won't be any values, but here we'll show the already submitted values. Here we can say like update student, the heading, just heading I'm changing. Okay, so this is the view we have written, and also we created the template. And also before updating, actually doing the update, we'll just print the id when we click on some object. So how do we do that, we'll just see. So how to take that parameter, like when we click on that link, when we click on any particular object, it should it should give us the id of that object. How to do that, we'll see. In urls, we'll define the url for this update function path, and the function path will be update student. Okay, so after that slash, here you need to give the path parameters. It's like I want the id from the clicking. Like in the path I want the id, so here I'll take the id as, the id is of type integer. So in the variable we need to mention some variable, like what is the way argument name. It is pk I'm keeping here, which means the primary key. So anything, any variable you can keep id or anything, number or anything you can keep. Defaultly pk or id will be the good for giving the taking the parameters. Okay, so and comma and view start, we have defined the update student view, and name will be update student. So I told yesterday, I told in the previous video, like update, this name will be used in giving the links and all. So the same link whatever we have given in the name here, that we will use in the while click that link. So for example, here I'll define one more thing called update. So this will come for every object. This you can see here, this update. So and before that, I'm just show you the output. Here you can see. So you can see that this update name update will retrieve will come for every object. If you create one more object, one more update also will come, because we kept that in the for loop. Okay. So for this, I'll give, instead of just keeping a normal object, I'll keep the link. Okay. So in the link, I'll give this update. So what is the link reference is here. We just in the previous video I have mentioned that your links are given with curly brace and the percentage, and the name is URL, and the name is, we have whatever we have mentioned in the here, update student, and also along with that we need to pass the ID. So here we just printed that ID along with the other details. So how do we done that? Student dot ID. So student is the object, iterating object, and student dot first name is name will come. So instead we want student dot ID. So that ID we will pass it there. So we'll just see how does it comes in the output. So you can see, as we gave that in the link, we can see the anchor tag, anchor links here. So if I hover on each object, you can see there downside down in the domain 127.0.1 slash update student slash 1. So this object's ID is 1. If you hover on the next update, you can see the 2, 3, 4, like that. So this value, when you click on update, it will come to our backend. So we are taking the parameter right in the views, it will come here, the pk. So if you just click on that, we can see it will go to update student.html page. We can see. So I'm clicking on that. So you can see it went to the update student page. So and also you can see in the console it printed the 1. Okay. If you go back and click on the last one, in the console you can see the ID will be 4. Okay. And also this update HTML we got, right? So but this is empty, the form is empty. Actually this is like create form, but when we are doing update, we should see the previous values whatever there here, whatever submitted before. For that, what we will do is, here we can see that instead of printing using that pk, I'll get the student record whatever there in the database. Okay, how do I do that is, database model name student dot objects dot get. So get means it will fetch us the record, one particular record. So which record it should fetch, I don't know, there are multiple records. Which record it should fetch, I need to give the filter like pk is equal to the primary key, or id equal to you can give, or pk equal to you can give. So pk I'm giving here, or id also you can give, it will be easy. So equal to pk, anything. Okay, so the pk, which means that we are taking that as a parameter. Okay, so the id is coming here, the id will be id equal to pk. So this primary key, or whatever the key which we are getting from the user, or you can change it to id if it for the comfortable, or anything you can keep as your wish, like it depends upon you, anything we can keep, any other variable also you can keep. Okay, so id equal to id. So in the database it will check for the matching id, whatever we get the id here, that matching id object it will retrieve us and store in the student variable. So this student variable I'll pass to the template as context. Okay, student, I am passing it as just student. Okay, and student. So this student we will get it in the template with the key name student. So in the update.html we can use that student. So actually here I'll mention something like update student, I'm mentioning the student name. See, in the interpolation we will use that student dot first name. So how do we get here? You can see I'm going black, I'm refreshing, and for example I'm clicking on the last one. So you can see the output there as update student Babu, it will come. Okay, here you can see that update student object. So the same way we need to pass the values inside these fields also. Okay, how do we do that? So I'm going back in the same template. Here in the input fields we can mention something like value. Okay, and inside the interpolation we can say like student dot first name. Okay, and here the same way all the values we can mention for all the fields. Student dot last name, uh, student dot age, so that particular student age will be filled with this value. Student, in the interpolation we should mention, we should take care that student dot parent mobile. So in this way we will get those values filled with the like all the fields will get filled with the values what we are giving in the template. Okay, so we can see the output there in the form. I'm getting refreshed that. So now you can see the first name, so the last name also we gave same as Babu. So you can see all the fields here. But if you edit something and click on submit, no action will happen. Okay, because we doesn't configure anything in the backend for that. So to do that, we will see like here we need to take the request. Okay, so yesterday in the previous video we have done, right? So in the request dot method equal to post, the same way we need to do it. Okay, if request dot method, if you are not going to submit that form, it will just display the normal form with the fields. If you are going to submit that, which means if request dot method equal to post, the http method is post, we need to update the values. Okay, so defaultly we may not find that which value is updated right now, but we can do that but by doing the further things. But basically how do we do is just we'll update all those things whatever the values we get. Okay, like for example, if we get like request dot method equal to post, we'll say student dot, okay, first name equal to, and same whatever the field names we have already from the fields, like we know, right, as in the previous video we have done like how do we get the form details, how do we access that. Request dot post first name, the same name, the same form we are using, the same names will be there. So request dot post first name, and the same way the all the other things we can do it something like that. We have 4 fields, so last name, here also the last name. So when we click on submit, it will edit that. Okay, so parent mobile, and also here parent mobile. Okay, so if we click on submit or update anything, we'll get these fields updated. So finally what we need to do is student dot save. Okay, that also will keep inside the if condition, because if you click on update, only then it will update that object, otherwise it will just be like that. Okay, we can keep some cancel button to go back to the normal our home page. Okay, so let us see once now how does it works, and before that we'll give one more cancel button and we'll change this to update so that we can easily identify update. And also here we'll keep one more button with cancel or link, we can keep some link to go to the previous page. As cancel, if you click, it will go to the home page. Okay, well, how do we do that? Using cancel, so the link will be, it is the home page. Okay, uh, so the name will be home. I hope the link will be home. Okay, home, it is name is home, so it will just go to the home page. We can see how does it appears here. We won't submit the form, we'll go back here and check now. You can see there are update. I'm clicking on the third one, update. So here you can see it has, I think we have not okay, we have given these buttons in the create page, and we'll give this here. Okay, fine. So you can see that. So you can see here the update and cancel. If you click on cancel, it will just go to the page. Okay, if you click on update and do something like Krishna, and I'm adding some other thing like some default, so something, if you click on update, here it will be there. And if you go back, so what does we do, it updated the value but it still have stayed in the same page. Let us do something like, if you click on update, after updating we'll redirect to the home page. Okay, we can do that. Return redirect as we done in the for the create. Okay, redirect will redirect to the home page. Okay, fine. So you can see that, for example, we'll write something here and click on update. So you can see that whatever we have edited, it has been changed. And for example, the first one, I'm keep clicking there, I'm changing the age to 17. Okay, so if you click on update, it will just go back to that. I'm clicking on again, so the mobile number I'm changing to something. So click on update, you will get that. If you don't want to after coming to the page, you don't want to update, you just click on cancel, it will redirect to that. So this is the way how we do update function. Okay, so I hope this is clear. And actually this update, we have just 4 fields, and it is okay to do everywhere to create one more fields, all these fields, and manually adding the values, the previous values, getting the context from the views, and updating is a bit tough if you have number of fields. Like this is just a normal field, normal student table which has just 4 5 fields. But if you have number of fields, it will be a tough job to do this update and all. So for that, there is something called Django provides something called forms. It only render you the forms. You no need of explicitly giving here all the forms and values here. So there is many more users using that forms. We can directly create these forms and all, we no need of creating manually. So it will automatically generates that form. So that we'll see in the further videos, so how to use the Django forms, so it will be more helpful. So I hope this update is clear. This is the basic process how we'll follow to just do without using forms and all. Okay, hope it is clear. Thank you.